All right, so now we got to the fun part, which is the western side of Ken Caryl. And a lot of the locals in Ken Caryl actually call this the Valley Shuffle. And just what that means is it's people that have initially identified Ken Caryl as a great place. They want to move and be in this area for the long run. They start off on that eastern side, and maybe as they get older and build up a little bit more net worth and buying power, they've done that shuffle at this point and gotten over to the western side of Ken Caryl. And this is an area that is even more special in my opinion, just because it's so much closer to the mountains. And this is the spot that really does just have all of the wildlife and even more open space with trails right out your back door. Just so unique and a very, very, very special place in my opinion. So you do have quite a few other subdivisions on this western side of Ken Caryl, but I really just want to focus on two. And these two are, I may be a little biased, but I think the best out of the entire Ken Caryl community. And the first one is going to be Barrington Ridge. Now, Barrington Ridge has some large homes. We're talking a half acre up to well over an acre in lot size, but also just the square footage of the homes can be anywhere from about 4,200 all the way up to 7,000 square feet, or maybe even a little bit above that. So some very large homes. And this is an area that's been around for quite some time, and for a long period were really some of the nicest homes in all of Denver. This was a very sought after community and definitely very exclusive back in the day. And that really hasn't changed much. It still definitely is that case. It just really takes that special type of buyer, special type of person or family that wants to live in an area where you do have that blend of both nature and outdoor lifestyle, but also you are still within a 30 to 40 minute drive to pretty much anywhere you need to get when it comes to shopping, restaurants, schools, everything. But now I'm finally ready to share with you my favorite, which is going to be North Ranch at Ken Caryl. And if you guys follow me on YouTube and you've watched my prior videos, I've got a bunch that I just really solely talk about North Ranch at Ken Caryl, just because it is such a special place. It does really need its own separate videos. It's such a cool, unique spot. And I know I've said that about 10 times already in this video, but it's true. So I really just am passionate and want to share that with you guys. So when it comes to North Ranch, one of the things that I also love is just how you have all of these trails that aren't just close, they're literally like in your backyard. In a lot of these trails, you'll see signs all over the place that are kind of warning people that these trails are private and they're only for residents of Ken Caryl. And this is nice because whether or not people are actively patrolling the trails and making sure this is the case, it keeps 90% of the riffraff out of there. So if you do live in Ken Caryl and especially in North Ranch, you're able to hop on your mountain bike after work and have just all this basically to yourself. It's definitely a big mountain bike spot. So I've had a few different clients over the years that have purposely, wanted to live in Ken Caryl just for the mountain biking. So that's the type of quality of trails it has to get people that are literally moving there just for something as maybe simple, it seems, as mountain biking trails. This is a very private community, and with that comes a lot higher price point per home. I'm seeing homes in this area that start out at the $1.5 million range and go up well into the $2 to $3 million range. Even a few areas that could be even a little bit higher than that in North Ranch, especially if they've got unobstructed views with the red rocks and just beautiful, beautiful backdrops to where your home is literally situated in an area where you've got incredible red rocks just a couple feet from your backyard, as well as high enough up on the hill where you can also still see some of the city lights at night just over that ridge that, again, I mentioned earlier, that goes north-south and really breaks out between the western and eastern side of Ken Caryl. And then one last thing I want to share just about Ken Caryl in general, whether it be the east or the western side, is how we do have this very special just kind of tribute to the heritage of the area, specifically with that ranch lifestyle. There's also an equestrian center, the Ken Caryl Equestrian Center, which you see pretty much anywhere that you're trying to drive on the western side of Ken Caryl. You're going to see this, and it's awesome. There's tons of horses all the time. You'll see young kiddos sometimes taking horseback riding lessons. You'll drive right by them. Just a very nice quality facility. Indoor, outdoor arenas, private riding stalls, just everything in a very top-notch, high-quality fashion. And on top of that equestrian center, another awesome place to check out is the Manor House. I've been here for a couple of events over the years, and it just sits on top of this hill as you're driving up to the North Ranch, and it has incredible views, this massive American flag, The style of the construction of the building is very old, you know, just has this heritage behind it that is awesome. And definitely just a cool spot, if nothing else, to maybe take a drive up to and pull into the parking lot and just kind of check out. So definitely look into the Manor House. And again, that's gonna be on the western side of Ken Caryl as you drive up to the North Ranch, my favorite spot in the entire Ken Caryl community.